We may have cut this off by 1 minute, but to me it's 2100, 9 o'clock p.m. on a very calm June 28th, 2019, Friday. Just got done wrapping up an online radio show I just done off of livesets.com/DJ-Skylo, spelled Skyelo. The radio show, the session I just got done with was a King Nipsey Hussle session, Value 9. Wrapped up the whole series tonight. It was a classic one. For those of you that don't listen to hip-hop, went from one of Nipsey Hussle's mixtapes called No Pressure and ended off with his Victory Lap album, followed by the last two tracks he had, which was Racks in the Middle and Higher, the DJ Khaled track with John Legend. So that show's been wrapped up. And just like I told my audience on my radio show, I said since I'm done doing this, I had to do this podcast. Because earlier today, we had a cool minute, went to the movies, went to go see Avengers Endgame. I'm kind of glad that they did bring that movie back to theaters. Because they had some extra stuff that I believe they didn't have in it what the movie had released in theaters. So it was a very good movie. I mean, it took me a while to actually see it, whatever, but it was a very cool movie. I liked it. Now, compared to Infinity War, that's a tough call, because Infinity War had a heck of a lot of action. It was just a trip. With Endgame, it was a tearjerker, getting towards the end of the movie and stuff like that. Man, I'll be real with y'all. Brother had some tears coming out his eyes, man. I'm like, what? I'm crying? I'm like, hold it in, bro, hold it in. But nah, the movie was good. But for you guys been following Marvel and how they just done this series with Iron Man and things of the nature, and how you kind of attach yourself to certain characters, you can feel the emotions and things of that nature, man. I mean, it's just the way Marvel movies it became more than just like what you read in the comics. It's like a part of the culture and things, how you get attached, and you just like the storyline about the Russo brothers. Shout out to them, man. They know how to write a great story, and all the writers and directors and everybody else, man. I mean, man, all I can say is when that hits Blu-ray and DVD, I'm copping it. I'm copping it. But other than that, though, ladies and gents, it's time for us to get into business. Before we do that, I'm going to let you guys know right now. Rather you listen to this off of Spreaker, you guys might be actually hearing this podcast as well off of Anchor.fm, off of this audio that I'm speaking on. Reason being, I'm switching up platforms. So I'm in the literal process of switching everything over from Spreaker to Anchor.fm. And the reason why I switched to the other platform is because I could get to Apple Music and stuff like that. Not to say I could do it off of here, but here's the thing. Other platforms free. This one I've been paying monthly for about a cool little minute. And you know what? Shout out to the folks at Spreaker for letting me use this platform way back in 2013. To which I had to cancel around that time because the funds wasn't coming in the way it was supposed to. But came back in 2014, was in the offline radio shows, and then around 2016 of June 1st is when we started doing the podcast. So let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I've been doing this podcasting offline podcasting thing for damn near 4 years now. And it's crazy because I just wrapped up one of the last shows I just did for my 9th anniversary online and offline radio show for the Midnight's Classic Soul, aka The Lounge. which is the main title for my radio show brand, trademark and register at that. So, and it's interesting because at the same time, June 21st of this year, I just left. If you guys had heard the podcast I did last Friday, I left Terminal 4 of LAX for about 8.5 years I've been there. So it's crazy how everything from 2011 and 2012 has added up to where we at right now. 9 years doing the online and offline radio shows. 4 years doing the podcasting. Video podcasting 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Video podcasting has been 6 years. On and off. I can't remember why I came back onto the video podcasting on Periscope. So, music production, that's from 2007 till now. So that's a good number amount of years that I'm just go ahead and do the old school way counting. 7, So damn near 19 years, if I'm not mistaken. Wait a minute. Let me recount that. Matter of fact, let's pull up the calculator for a shit. So I won't get it wrong. Okay, 12 years. Wait a minute, 12? Really? From 2019? From 2007? Okay, 12 years. I don't know why I was thinking 14 and stuff. And ooh, it's called being tired. It's called being tired. It's all good. It's all good. This is why I like doing podcasts like this. It's very authentic, and it's not fake or let's add this extra type of I need to add all the extra bullshit and stuff with it. Come on now. But yeah, rather you listen to this on this date off of Spreaker or later on Anchor.fm. Just know that for those who will listen to it on Spreaker and download the shows and things of that nature, y'all are highly appreciated. Just know that we're moving on to a new platform for a new year in the second season of 2019. So everything's a work in progress. And some of y'all might be asking me right now, so bro, how's your progress for you, leaving the Terminal 4 or whatever, and basically do your entrepreneur type thing? I'm gonna let you guys know right now. It's interesting because I've been, and I told folks all the time, I've been trying to find back the spark that we had many moons ago, and for some odd reason I still can't seem to find it. So I've been doing a whole lot of running at things, adding more running and stuff like that to what I've been doing. But at the same time, there's a whole lot of reflecting, a whole lot of talking to God as well. Because I'm telling dude, I don't know what you have for me, but, it's like, bruh, I just, want to try to make funds doing what we love to do. And we love doing this right here and stuff. But it's like, it's a process. It's a process. I think what kind of kicks my ass more with it, though, is like the financial aspect of certain things. And I'm like, I do not want to go back to a job. But I'll pull up my pride just so, get the cash flow going at things. I'll put this way, not saying, I don't want to work like that. Nah. It's just, like I said before in my other podcast, where I says working at Terminal 4 for a cool number of years and things, and just keep seeing the same thing. Folks with the same mindset. And I'm like, I'm not trying to go back to that. We're focused on the same mindset and just be real with y'all on that ignorant bullshit. Literally. Not try to go back to that right there. Try to keep everything positive. Keep everything moving. Keep everything grooving. But I'm not trying to go back to stupid shit like that. Just let y'all know right now. So that's what I'm like kind of stuck on and being very cautious with and things. Literally. But other than that though, we have great topics to talk about for this week that you guys are truly going to enjoy, you guys are going to love. And I know that for some of you guys that's listening, y'all might be like, business-minded podcast, but it doesn't sound like you're speaking about different business and things. I'll tell you right now, it is. But at the same time, it's not the way of the conventional type business that most folks have. Think of this as some motivational take action type of podcast, to which, you know, you guys really had to put in the work and things to get things settled and done and make things happen. So that is where we're going off with that. With that, let's get on with these topics, shall we? For this past Monday, June 24th, 2019, Blessed Mondays, I said the grind hits different when you gotta hustle for whatever it is that you want out from life. And then on the little Snapchat thingy filter, it said every day is a second chance. I think we used that a couple times this week too. The grind hits different when you gotta hustle for whatever it is that you want out from life. What I mean by that, ladies and gents, is that for those of you that are not working, and I was watching a Gary Vaynerchuk video a couple of days ago as well. There was a chick that I would say, like in the same situation like I was in. I was with her, she had a 6-figure job. Me, we just had like a regular job. Work over at LAX, whatever. But with her, she had told Gary Vee that, you know, she left her 6-figure job and things. Wasn't happy where she was at, which is very understandable. That's very highly understandable. She said she lost everything. She was on the road to doing what she loved to do. But family and the little voices in the head got to her. To the point where how most of us feel as entrepreneurs and business owners, where, you know, we go to a safe haven of a job because somebody is giving us money for wasting our time. Let me rephrase that. For having us waste time on our part because we just working paycheck to paycheck. I'm going to let you guys know right now that structure is going to die out in the next, say, 15, 20 years or whatever. Well, I'll say 20 to 30 years. Reason being is because artificial intelligence is going to be the new wave on how things, low-key, business-related, is going to be conducted in certain industries. I already see it. Retail's going to be one of them that's going to get hit hard because we really I went to the movies today, right? So what I noticed about ArcLight Cinemas and AMC and stuff like that is that they got a little kiosk system. Now, AMC, you know, they got the folks in the front, cashier and stuff like that. They help out the people, you know, get the movie tickets and stuff like that. Now, ArcLight Cinema, well, I went up in there because the first time I going to their little cinema or whatever. And, you know, it's pretty cool, but I like AMC better. But I went up in there and nobody was at the front desk. One guy came, you know, asked if I need some help, and I was like, yeah. I didn't know if the kiosk was working because, you know, they just open it up. So it just hit me, you know, we was, you know, swiping the car and stuff like that. I'm like, this is about to replace them. Now, the popcorn machine and stuff, probably still gonna have humans over there, or they're gonna have a system that can be doing that as well. But I'm like, thinking to myself, because I was listening to Patrick, and I forgot his name. Let me turn on PS4 so I can actually get the brother's name, because I know got on my Instagram account, the main one. And he had top business owner as well too. And this is the dude's legit account. So most definitely want to give him his props. Let me log out of the live sets thingy and shut down the laptop actually and stuff. But since we pull up Patrick's name, I think it was him and somebody else. It's about how the industry is going to change in the next following years and stuff. And everything that I've been seeing is really leaning towards AI. And I don't think that folks see that. And I'm thinking to myself, for folks that want to have a strong structure in whatever it is that they're doing, I believe it's best for folks to learn computer coding and things. Patrick Bet David. There we go. I knew it was something. I knew his last name was David or something. I couldn't figure it out. But yes, Patrick Bet David. I was watching one of his videos. And he was talking about something, and then he was talking about just how the industry is changing. It was him and somebody else. I forgot who the other person were. How the industry could be changing in the next couple of years. That's why I mentioned earlier about, artificial intelligence as well. Folks should learn computer coding, because if you need to hack into the system for AI that'd be going crazy, you can do that. Straight up. But how does this apply to the grind hits different, where you gotta hustle for wherever it is that you want? For those of us that are business owners and entrepreneurs, the grind hits different when you're not working at a slave job, when your time is not being controlled by somebody else's dreams. When you're working on your own dreams and you try to figure out the path and the structure that you want to be in, and how you want to help others or influence others. I believe that we get so caught up on the money portion of things because we've been structured in Americanized, bastardized system as to in the old industry days of work hard, try to save as much money as you can, get credit cards to get in debt, let your boss tell you when you can take a vacation or a sick day, come in and waste 8 or 16 hours of your life, go back home, burn the hell out. If you have a family, don't really spend time with your family because those days are over. And at the same time, just go back to the same bullshit ass cycle. And then come back into work, expected to have a happy face, when in reality, that happiness is just gone in things. Ding. That's my Apple Watch. So when you start to work on your own business, you start to work on your own grind, you start to work your own vision, it's a whole different ballgame. Because like each and every day, you have to at least try to do something. If you have a cool little cash flow in your account where you just use that money to pay the bills and buy, little food here and there from the store, or I say it best, stock up on what you need to eat for the week. Or like Gary Vee has said, how he got to his success. He ate crap for a couple years, and then once things start to pop off, he started eating a little bit more healthier and stuff like that. If you have to do it like that sometimes, y'all, you have to do it like that sometimes. If you do something part-time, work somewhere part-time, hey, you might have to do that and whatever. Let's keep the cash flow going. But if you just try to figure this out, and this, I'm speaking to myself as well too, have a structure. Have a structure, have a why, have your foundation as to what individuals you try to reach. And I know with social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, it's a whole lot of gurus out there that says, try it this way, try it this way, try it this way. I'm going to tell you guys right now, just find a video or an article that speaks to you, that makes sense, and go from part of that structure that could help you out. Because what I noticed, and when I had tried doing this on Monday, which was a 4 o'clock thing, get up at 4, try to study, and that right there, I'm like, my body's been like, But then again, I've been doing radio shows too, so we've been doing the radio shows like kind of almost late, like the old school days I used to do them. So I'll be like, we ain't not about to get up at 4 o'clock after we just got done doing the radio show at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, nah, I'm not about to mess up my body like that. You guys can tell I'm really kind of burnt out from doing that last night. I think last night we had in at midnight or 1 o'clock, 1 of the 2 hours for the 9th anniversary show. But nevertheless, though, just from that, within itself, ladies and gents, the grind hits different when you gotta hustle for whatever it is that you want out of life. So for those of you that try to make sure you keep the cash flow going, you gotta hustle even harder. And we know that there's different systems of having things to be automated. And I know some of us, we don't have patience. I know I'm a person that don't really have patience for anything per se, because I hear folks say that they're going to do something and they never do it, or folks take too damn long to do something. And so, I'm like old school. If you want to get shit done, do yourself. And that's what I do. I find out certain solutions and things. It's kind of funny. We have folks that be like, oh, you can ask me any questions. So when you ask them a certain question, they look at you like, I don't know the answer to it. You look at them like, but you told me to come to you to ask you about anything and you have the answer for it. So why you don't have an answer to such a question that I need an answer for? That's where we, as entrepreneurs, sometimes business owners, we go through research on our own selves. And then folks take a look at us and say, oh, you just being prideful because you don't want to ask for the help. It's like, no, motherfucker, it's not that I don't want to ask you for the help. It's that the fact that when I do ask you for the help, y'all don't have the answers to shit, or y'all just act like, oh, we don't know. Act stupid, basically. Act dumb. But y'all tell us to ask y'all for help. That goes for anybody. Family, friends, associates, even mentors sometimes. Just saying. But like I said before, sometimes you have to go use the old school model, ladies and gents. If you want to get shit done, do it your own self. You'll find out, you find all the answers you need. And then you be the expert on the field of knowing the answers to the questions because you've done the research. As opposed to somebody else who did the research for you. Let's continue. On the Grind Tuesdays, June 25th, 2019. It's good to get a good rest. For when you awake, your fear and any anxieties is gone, and bigger and better ideas come to you tenfold. On a Snapchat picture thing, he said, new day, let's get it. So, mentioned on Monday, the grind hits different, right? But I also mentioned before in last week's podcast, and I mentioned earlier, left Terminal 4, I'm back to doing a hardcore grind. Because I was still trying to do the grind when I was working. But here's the thing. Even still trying to do while I was working, still being burnt out and tired. The crazy thing is, we've still been doing the podcast and still been doing the radio shows. So basically, nothing really has changed. The only thing that's kind of has changed is just only the cash flow. That's basically it. But everything else that we've been doing up to now is still the same. Like, I'm still pushing on my radio shows. I'm on 82 radio shows right now off of livesets.com/DJ-Skylo. Literally, with these podcasts. Welcome, ladies and gents, to week 133, sessions 651 through 655 for this week of June 28, 2019. And I think that's it for that part. Oh, my bad. For this week of June 24th through June 28, 2019. Welcome, ladies and gents, to the hashtag Business Minded Leaders trademark, aka the Rosa Wilson trademark, both in the register, names of the podcast. So welcome. And let me let you guys know this for the Tuesday's post. Yes, it is always good to get a good night's rest. Because trust me, I was stressing heavy on Monday. Like, try to study this shit and stuff like that. And feeling like I should be doing something else. And I'm like, bro, just chill. It's only been a couple of days. You still doing your radio shows and stuff. I'm like, knowing me, and for those of you that know me, or you know me personally, or whatever, I know I'm a busybody. For those that know me personally, they know I'm a busybody. Like, I have to be moving around doing something. Because I know with me, I get bored hella easy. And when I get bored, I try to find things to do. So, what I've been fighting right now, I've been fighting boredom by trying to studying on videos off of YouTube with great entrepreneurs that I follow and listen to. And right now, ones that really resonated with me the most is Gary Vee because of his content, Patrick Bet-David, Dr. Eric Thomas, Greg Cardone, I'm going to get more into because I do want to learn more about real estate. I've been very interested in that now. I told one of my good friends on Tuesday we was running at the beach and things because we got a good night's rest on that on Monday, and Tuesday it was just like it was dope, extravagant, and everything. But I told him I said the age of I believe 17 or 16 when I had my first job working as a chef over at Johnny Cream's Deli and Gelato out of Marina Del Rey, but the great John Scott of the San Francisco 49ers, 1983, I believe Super Bowl champion with that. But shout out to him as well. Shout out to him as well for giving me the opportunity to work at his deli way back in 2006, if I'm not mistaken, and whatnot. And if I go back in time, I would tell my young self, bro, take that real estate card, talk to the dude, learn the system, because we probably, you know what? Hell, even with the recession in 2008, it's like you still have the skills to do something else greater than what we've been doing. But even with that, still learn great skills for when we was working. And at the same time, even with doing the music and stuff, it brought out other creativities that I had over the past couple of years to where we're at right now. So everybody's path is a little bit more different. The reason I mentioned real estate because I've been wanting to get back into it after one of my good friends, same one I was talking to, had shown me different ways to buy land. And then, especially in Los Angeles, there's a whole lot of, and I call these pop-up apartments. I almost want to call them pop-up hotels, keep thinking of Monopoly, but they like pop-up apartments that's happening in different little city areas and whatnot. South Central is one of them, and Santa Monica is another, Marina Del Rey is another, Culver City is another, and other places. And I'm looking at the Realtor.com app, whatever, and things of that nature. Look at the land. In certain parts of California, I see why these pop-up apartments is popping up. Because part of the land is kind of cheap, at a certain price point. Now, some folks may take a look and be like, brother, the price you talk about, that's what I'm making a year, or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but once you really understand that type of game and understand how it's played, then you really start seeing the bigger picture. So I've been seeing the bigger picture with that. The homie has shown me that and whatnot. And I'm like, so if I get this type of money, I could buy some land. I could build up a pop-up apartment and woo, real estate with that, and woo, like ideas just start coming. But did it come off of half-ass sleep or not getting enough rest? That came from getting enough rest and having, the Lord give you the ideas like, okay, this is what you can try out. Just, won't say how you're going to try to execute it and things of the nature. So it's a whole lot of things that you can do when you get good rest. You can get great ideas. You start writing them down, or most of y'all be on your phone 24/7, putting your notes on your phone. I like to do video recordings at times, where voice recordings, where go to the voice recorder and just record your voice, record you saying what it is that you want to do, and play it back a couple times. You may forget because got all the social media apps and shit on your phone that distracts you, but put that in your notes and put in your notes, listen to your voice messages each and every day. Guess what? You start to see a bigger picture happening from that. I'll make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you do get a good proper rest. Like after I do this podcast and I set up my radio show, I'm gonna stay off of here. I might have to promote the radio show and this podcast. And I'm not going to sleep until both of them are on all the major 4 social media sites I use, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Once y'all up on there, I'm taking my behind to bed because I am tired and things. And for the past couple nights, I have not been able to get no good sleep as well either. And the funny thing is, that's nothing new. Even when I was working, that was still happening. Even when I'm not working right now, to be real, let me rephrase that. We are still working because we still work on the radio shows. We still work on the podcasts. We still work on the website. I'm still grinding. The different type of grind is that I need to get paid doing the grind that I'm doing. That's what I'm working on. And you know what? I think that's the structure that's stopping me a little bit from moving forward, is because we try to find the financial aspect with that, and we're looking at the wrong videos for it. But then again, those wrong videos that we're looking at actually give us information that we're going to need later on down the road anyways, especially during the podcast. So it's interesting. It's interesting, this entrepreneur life game, literally. Let's continue. So for June 26, 2019, Motivational Wednesdays, God is gracious for everything He does in your life, whether you realize or not. Stay blessed in His love and grace. I had created that on Wednesday because I know you guys see me curse in the podcast. My apologies on that as well. Get a little excited. We'll be talking about different discussions. At the same time, I said before, last week, on last Friday's podcast, I said folks tend to understand a deep message like this on a different level than most folks. I could speak the intelligent talk easy and try to get this to a whole broader audience. There's going to be a couple of folks not going to understand very important type of bigger keywords and things of that nature. It's going to fly over their heads, including the message. So sometimes you have to add a little motherfucker to the message in order to get somebody's attention to understand what's being said. I don't know why. You can check the science on that, but it's true. Some folks can understand other individuals if they hear a little cussing every once in a while. But for Wednesday's post, the reason why I say God is gracious for everything He does in your life, whether you realize it or not, is because I really have to stop and reflect Because trust me, I've been talking to God a lot about this new transition that we're doing. And I'll be surprised if the applications for the jobs that we did at LAX, if they was like, look, we don't need you. If they say that, I'm going to be like, okay, I get the message. We left LAX left Terminal 4 for a reason. But, because I did put in 3 different applications for over there, 4 different terminals. But if we don't get them, I'm not going to trip off it. That's going to be the sign for me that says this is not the path that you need to go back on. You're on a different path. Got a different way for you. But at the same time, when you take a look at God's grace and mercy and what He has done in your life over the period of time to now, you really start to see how good and gracious He is. Some of y'all don't believe in God. And I always say in my podcast, I say, you know what, that's cool. Here's the reason why. When you have to meet Him, when it's your due date, guess what? He's going to ask you why you didn't know me. And none of us can have an excuse for that. Because all of us has been introduced as to who God is by somebody. Or even the message. The thing is, most folks don't want to hear the message because God has given you a choice. But some of y'all choose the other way. Like I said before, I can't say nothing about that. That's between you and the Lord. But between me and God, He knows that, I'll be trifling and said tripping and whatever. Even with my language, even in these podcasts. That's just why I have to apologize and things. And I really shouldn't apologize to any one of y'all in the first place and whatever. But I do that at the courtesy of my audience. Because I know that most folks don't like cursing and things of that nature. So, I say sorry and things. But afar from that, though, here's the thing. What I've seen God has done with my life, I'm like, done so much. And the crazy thing is, I really have to think of them, I'm like, we've been at LAX for 8 years. But the same terminal for 8.5 years. Well, I could easily have been fired from my attendance plenty of times. But by God's grace, we were still there. And even with the transition, because to be real, even had to talk to God about it a whole lot of times. Even when I was working there, I was like, Lord, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here. I feel like my life is not going nowhere. It's the same thing that we do each and every day over here. Same constant circles, same bull crap, the same co-workers and things. Just the same old system. I will literally, the past couple months, I've been, especially doing the radio show or the podcast, I've been going to work praying that the time go by quickly so we can get home and do the radio show and the podcast. That's how dedicated I am to my craft. Like that. Because when I go to work, I'm like, ugh. When I come home and do the podcast, I'm like, it's a whole new energy. Maybe burnt out, tired, but it's a whole new energy. I'm like, now we not working. I'm like, I need that whole new energy to stay and everything. Because it's the weird energy of feeling like, what are you not doing with your life? And I was feeling that while I was working. So I'm like, okay, it's something that we're battling that I can't see and I can't put my finger on, to the point where I need to find out what it is so I can kick his ass on it and start moving forward on a broader scale and go all in what I'm doing and just go bah, 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 bah. Break down doors and break down barriers and get paid doing what I'm doing, which is speaking to you guys, as opposed to waiting for a paycheck every 2 weeks and things from somebody else, wasting my time, wasting my 8 hours at one spot. But while I come home, work a couple hours on what we're doing, and still try to make things happen. And I know it's coming. But like I said earlier, the patience part of it is something. But when I say that God is good and God is gracious, I mean that. You really reflect and look back in your life at how God has blessed you with many opportunities and things. To which He could easily just be like, man, you don't need this, a woo-woo. Or there's situations where, it could easily been shut down completely. When you take a look at it from that point of view, you start understanding the bigger picture. Like I said, when I do these podcasts, y'all, I'll be speaking to myself as well. I don't just be speaking to y'all, I speak to myself as well. To get the reminder. Because it's easy to forget. So, let's continue. Yesterday, Daily Tips Thursdays, June 27, 2019. Step out of your comfort zone, period. This past couple of days that we've been out from LAX and things, I literally been, I think Monday did we sit in that side of the house? Nah. Actually, no. Monday, I believe we did because we was tired from Sunday or whatever. Because we was running. We have tried to rest our body. And I'm like, man, I need to go out and do something. But when I said step out of your comfort zone, period, that means if you like me, like an introvert, like going to places from time to time, just go out towards. Well, if you live by a beach, go out towards the beach. No matter if it's cold or not. Just do something, ladies and gents, that's different. Step out of your comfort zone on what you know and learn some things you don't know. And I truly do mean it. Like, step out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to try out new things. And I know some of us, we're almost like militaristic, to which we need to have a certain structure to do certain things. I know I'm like that, personally. Like, give me a structure, I'll follow it, done. Don't have a structure, I'm like, okay, so what the hell am I supposed to be doing? It's easy for those that are people person, they just walk by like, hey, how you doing? Some of us are introverts, we like, no. We're not trying to walk up to folks like that. But step out of your comfort zone, wherever it is that you're comfortable doing, step out of it. I'll tell you right now, I stepped out of my comfort zone leaving Terminal 4 at LAX. That was a decision I've been wanting to do for about the past couple of years. When we finally made that decision, we was like, okay, we stepping away from all of this. We stepping out the comfort zone. Because I remember with a couple of my coworkers that's working there right now came back. And they older than me. So someone was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to look for another job and get out of here. Or one, literally, when she came back, she told me. Because I told her, I said, this is not it. I said, this is not it. I said, it's too much woo-woo. She said, I know. And then she had said, but I just felt comfortable coming back. Even though it's BS, I felt comfortable. Me being an entrepreneur that I am, and I mentioned this story a couple months ago where we talked about it. In my head, I wanted to ask her, you're comfortable on coming back here, why? Should not have no comfort level for it. Finances, I understand. But when I started to notice with some of these industries is that, and especially with the cities, because everybody's struggling. Every race and color is struggling. And the crazy thing is, even those that are making high percentage of funds, they kind of struggling too in certain areas that they living in. Have to step down from, paying the high rent that they pay and stuff like that. And part of the reason is because of the structure. But it's like you cannot be comfortable where you're at in life. You always have to continue to push and strive for something else greater. I've been on study mode on what it is I'm trying to do. And other different things I'm trying to do. Literally been on study mode. I know I hear other entrepreneurs, stuff like that. They focus on one thing and just go from there. I'm like, nowadays you cannot focus on one thing from a business or entrepreneur standpoint. You can't just focus on one thing like you used to do back in the day. Some folks can figure out structure, make it happen, but you're going to need multiple things to do multiple streams of income. Especially in the society that we live in. Because it's changing rapidly. And like I mentioned earlier, artificial intelligence is going to be taking over pretty soon. So for those of you that don't know computer coding, get into it. Because if an AI can trip out, you can hack into the AI and change its whole anatomy of a system. That's a tip. Just saying. Let's continue. June 28, 2019. Today, Boss Status Fridays. You're not applying yourself if you're just dying of self. That hit me way earlier this morning. I think I was reading one of my little Bible passages I read daily, or listening to something, and that message just hit me. You're not applying yourself if you're just dying of self. Let me explain it to you guys. You're not applying yourself to learn new things, to try out new things, to see new environments, to experience new greater things that's going to keep your mind going. This is why I mentioned yesterday's post, don't get comfortable where you're at. Get out of your comfort zone. I've been getting out my comfort zone the past couple of years now. Because normally back in the day, it's like the video gamer, do this. Nowadays, I'm like grind. But I'm like, okay, bro, you need to create a structure. So go on YouTube and look on how to create a proper structure. Literally. And just go from there. Which I'm going to actually do tomorrow because I'm tired right now. Then again, that's not an excuse. The reason I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to do tomorrow with a fresh mindset. Not with a one that's burnt out and just going to be like, okay, I understand it, but I don't understand it. Literally. But at the same time, though, just with that post, if you're not applying yourself daily to learn something new or doing something new or trying something new, you're basically dying of yourself. Meaning your mind is rotten, your body is changing, time around you goes quicker than anything else. You forget holidays and everything else and birthdays and special events, and you just be like, fuck it. And this be the time where folks literally will be like, fuck it, and they, you hear all the time. Mental health issues folks offer themselves. Trust me, it creeps up in all of us. Why? Because we try to look at the financial aspect of things, not realizing the financial aspect of things come and goes. But if you're not applying yourself to learn something new at least, or at least read a book or whatever, if you're not applying yourself, you're dying of self. And that's scary, so you have to switch it up. Apply to self, but don't die of self. So with that, ladies and gents, because we almost done and talk for an hour, but it's been a great podcast at that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys once again for always tuning in to all of the podcasts. And most of all these podcasts is offline, never live. And part of the reason being is because I'd rather have it offline, which is much more easier. So you guys go ahead and take a listen to it. Radio shows, I do that live, but I always have an archive once we're done with it. So shout out to lifesets.com for that on the radio show tip. But other than that, though, appreciate each and one of you guys. The video podcast will return back on Tuesday. So stay tuned for that, as opposed to tonight, because we're not over at the beach doing it. So Tuesday, the podcast will be returning back. But other than that, though, ladies and gents, I appreciate each and every one of you guys who are always tuning in, listening to the podcast. Ooh. Excuse me. You're highly appreciated. And I mean to yawn inside this podcast. Like I said before, I got to do the promos for this and the radio show. So I'm about to have fun doing that in a few minutes. But I'm also make sure that I also get my rest. Because like I said before, it's been a very long day. So get your proper rest, ladies and gents. Get your proper rest. But with that, catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's podcast. You guys are truly highly appreciated. You can find all my social links and things at hiprockerproductioncm.com. That is hiprockerproductioncm.com. Actually, before I leave and sign off, and so beautiful woman in my life that I know by the name of Tammy Loftis, spelled TammyLoftis. Go to her website at tammyloftis.com. That is tammyloftis.com. And please order her book called Dear Victim. It's time for us to break up now. Once again, her book is titled Dear Victim. It's time for us to break up now. Number one book in the country. Number one published author as well. Most definitely, I got my copy and I am enjoying her book. Get her book, man. She has a great life story to tell as to where she's at right now in her entrepreneur business life. And trust me, I've seen her progress over the years. And just her, what she has done since coming out to Cali in the last 18 months, really, I kid you not. I remember when she told me, she was like, I'm moving out here. I'm like, word? And, you know, and her story behind that right there. And then seeing where she at right now, and she just publishing her book, which is coming out on the 4th of July. Yo, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, you can do anything you put your mind to do. That's why these posts I was talking about this week also apply to what it is that you want to do. She is a prime example of applying yourself. Get out your comfort zone. Get a good night's rest. Thank God for all the gracious things He has done. And whatever the other post was for Monday. Which was the grind hits different, we have to hustle. So once again, Dear Victim, it's time for us to break up now. It's the book by Tammy Loftis. Go to her website at www.tammyloftis.com. Pre-order that book. You would not be disappointed. With that, ladies and gents, I thank you guys for tuning in, for rocking with a brother. Oh, also, on Anchor.fm, I might actually have to stay in tomorrow. I might try to get some little early morning run. Actually, I might have to, because I'm trying to hit that 100K off of my Nike running app. If I don't hit it tomorrow, I'm going to hit it on Sunday at the church. That's for dang sure. But nah, on the real though, ladies and gents, let you guys know right now, on Anchor.fm, once we transition all the audio, I'm going to work on that tomorrow. That's sure, I'm going to work on that and probably work on the website. Now I'll work on the website on Monday because I'm going to do a whole change up. The website will be changed up as well too. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be completely revamped. I'm just preparing myself for the web host that I'm using. So stay tuned. I'm trying to picture how it's going to look because it's going to be something fantastic. But once I get all of the podcasts from Spreaker over to Anchor.fm, do know I will have the interview with Tammy Loftis, a good friend of mine as well. In regards to her book, I will have that interview, ladies and gents, on Anchor.fm. It will not be on Spreaker.com because everything's going to be moved towards Anchor. And it's a reason for that. But other than that, though, thank you guys for always tuning into the podcast. You guys are highly, highly appreciated on everything. I do not take this for lightly. I love doing this. And I'm kind of seeing a shift with the podcast when we start doing more interviews. And if so, then I kind of see a direction that God is leaning me towards, but I can't fully see it clearly just yet. And it's because I'm either blocking myself or there's something blocking my sense that I need to figure out what it is. Regardless of the fact, thank you guys for tuning into tonight's podcast. You are highly appreciated. With that, catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And with that, we are out. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy your 4th of July as well. Peace and blessings. One love. Deuces.